Well, good morning. Welcome back to the Broadcast Retirement Network. I'm Jeff Snyder. This is BRN AM for Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. And our top story today, how to clean your home or office like a professional. And joining me now to discuss this and a lot more, Beth Derickson is the CEO of Cornerstone Cleaning. Beth, always great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning. Well, Beth, it's always great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Thanks, Jeff, for having me. It's always a pleasure to reconnect with you and talk about hot topics of the day.
Yeah, and I should say that prior to starting being the CEO of Cornerstone, you have a record-keeping background, which I totally love, and we used to work together back in the glory days of record keeping.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm trying to always get my folks in our simple IRA plan. I'm like, come on, you got to save this money, give your percentages. Come on, let's go.
I love that you do that. I love that you had the background in retirement and you've transitioned many years ago now to building your own business. Beth, I want to ask you, let's start off the conversation. We're talking about cleaning, which
Right.
I know is a topic near and dear to your heart, but what's the dirtiest room in the house?
By far, the bathrooms.
The bathrooms are the dirtiest. Okay.
By far.
By far. And we're not going to go into details and the reasons why, but let's talk about what it takes to really get a good cleaning. So if you own an apartment, you own a house, or you rent an apartment or rent a house or a townhouse, what do you need to be thinking about when you're tackling cleanliness, which is next to godliness?
Exactly. So what you have to think about is, one, are you going to do it yourself, or are you going to hire someone to do it, a professional, hopefully? And two is, if you do hire a professional, what are their credentials? Are they certified? Are they bonded, insured? So you kind of have to even start way before the cleaning process and think about those higher level things. And then you can work with that individual and determine what their process is for cleaning. They should be disinfecting. They should be pretty much cleaning top to bottom, left to right in every room that you're having them in, so that when you do look at the value for your dollar, you're like, this totally makes sense.
Yeah, so you get that dirty bathroom, dirty kitchen. My wife would argue that my bathroom, so we have two. I don't get to use the master bathroom. I should add, maybe TMI,
You
but
got kicked out.
kicked out. I got booted along with my clothing, and I have to have Jody on it about the who, the how, the why. Anybody can come to you and say they're going to clean your apartment. They're going to, but why is it important to have these certifications? And you and the team at Cornerstone have really gone through the rigorous challenge, excuse me, of going through these certifications.
It's really important because you want to make sure that who you're having in your home is a professional, that they are certified and trained so that the product that they're putting on the things in your home, the material, isn't going to damage your belongings. And it's funny because a lot of times people are like, oh, I never thought about that. And it's so true because you're using a chemical, and that chemical can have a specific reaction depending on the material that it's applied to. And you just have to be really careful who you're having in your home in terms of damage to your belongings. You also have to be really careful about who you're having in your home when it comes to, are they background checked? Are they drug tested? If you have pets, are they pet friendly? Do they have a process for handling your pet? That's actually one of the webinars that we're currently filming. It's client and technician safety when it comes to the client's pets, because we want to make sure that the pet is taken care of. They think of us as just an extension of the family, but we want to also make sure that our technicians are safe as dogs or really any type of pet ages. They can have different behavior, and you just have to be very aware of your surroundings when you go into someone's home.
Yeah, it's a lot more than elbow grease, Beth. You talk about the chemicals. Let's talk about how you maybe at Cornerstone kind of scrutinize what you're going to put on someone's countertop, or they have a dog or a cat or tarantula. I don't know. Some people have tarantulas. They have reptiles. Whatever.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Right? Thinking of anything. I mean, how do you go? What process do you use to select the right materials, for lack of a better term, to use on a home?
What we do is our technicians have been certified, and through that certification process, it talks in depth about the science behind cleaning. And it highly recommends the products that you are to use, not really brand per se, but the product that should be used on each material. And then you can go out as a business owner and price those products, and pick which brand you feel most comfortable with. And then your technicians are trained on using that particular product on a particular material of a belonging in a home.
I imagine you scrutinize for the impact as well in the environment. That seems to be a big trend. So not only does it have a solvent in order to dissolve stuff on the countertop or the toilet or the mirrors, but you also want to make sure that you're taking care of the environment, because once you're gone, once Cornerstone Cleaning is gone, you want to make sure that the people that are breathing in the fumes aren't going to develop, it's not carcinogenic. There are no negative impacts to the environment around you.
Correct. Sustainability is always top of mind, not only just for us here in Fallston, Maryland at Cornerstone Cleaning, but for the industry overall. The ISSA, which is our industry association, has invested a lot to develop and spread the word about sustainability, both on the commercial as well as residential side. Because when you think about it, residentially, you're just one-on-one with a couple of people and you're cleaner, but commercially, buildings, you could be doing a stadium, which is, I don't know how many, 50,000 people, maybe.
Or more.
But
Or more.
that can be the impact.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's Raven Stadium, I think it's more than like 60 or 70,000. If it's Camden Yards, I think it's closer to 40,000. But anyway, your point's well taken. Beth, I need to take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more about what you need to know before you hire a cleaner. You're going to want to stay tuned right here on BRN AM. Imagine a new television network that will make you richer, healthier, and in control of your financial future. This network is for the policewoman in Nashville, Tennessee, the baker in Dubuque, Iowa, the teacher in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to make the idea of savings and retirement culturally relevant. But what do you see as a defining issue of the midterms, especially for the smaller businesses? I mean, they are the lifeblood of the American economy. Featuring exclusive interviews, current affairs, and docuseries. 33 years old, you retired early.
The philosophy is money only matters if it helps you live a life that you love.
But you got to start thinking about retirement as soon as you get in.
The Broadcast Retirement Network will drive very high engagement with premium partnerships. So this isn't retirement and savings for your parents or grandparents. This is for all Americans. And we're going to change the way you think about money. Welcome to the next frontier of retirement and savings. This is BRN, the Broadcast Retirement Network. Beth, thanks so much for staying with us. Really appreciate you hanging around for segment number 2 this morning.
Thanks.
Yeah, always a good conversation, Beth, and I actually feel cleaner when I talk to you. So it's that good juju, good aura. I feel clean. And I did shower, by the way. Beth, let's talk about some of these events. You mentioned the webinar that you're I guess filming or hosting. What other events are coming up? I think people want to learn more about, first of all, cleaning. It's an important part of whether you do it yourself or hire a professional, but also the kind of tools, tricks, etc. So what's on tap in terms of events for Cornerstone?
So for Cornerstone, I mentioned the webinar that we're currently filming, and that's the pet safety, both clients and technicians. The other thing that we have going on, this is actually already scheduled. It's November 1st from 6:30 to 8:30. It's a virtual training, and it's situational awareness training, which you kind of think, wow, cleaning and situational awareness, what's going on? But when you really think about it, our technicians, they could be in a home by themselves, they could be in a building by themselves. And you just always have to be aware of your surroundings. And we teamed up with Team Grizzly USA. They're putting on the webinar, and it's just a lot of good information to protect yourself and be aware when you're out and about. You don't even have to be a cleaner. I mean, you could just take the training to be aware. And one thing that is really noteworthy, Team Grizzly is donating 100% of the proceeds from the virtual training back to Cleaning for a Reason. And I don't know if you remember what Cleaning for a Reason is, but it is a nationwide organization, nonprofit, that coordinates connecting service providers such as Cornerstone with individuals that are undergoing cancer treatment. And service providers will donate their time and materials to do cleanings for the individuals undergoing cancer treatment. So Team Grizzly, hats off to you, one for holding the training and then also donating back to Cleaning for a Reason. We really appreciate it.
A better cause and helping those that need help themselves. Beth, let's talk a little bit about, I want to maybe focus on cleaning or trying to clean for individual, we have an aging society. And so a lot of our audience members, maybe on a little bit like myself, a little bit on the older spectrum. Anything they need to know that's in particular? Sometimes it's hard to get down on your hands and knees to get into those crevices. What do our aging seniors and aging population need to know about cleaning their apartments, their houses, even their offices?
First and foremost is safety. Make sure they're not doing something that they've always done and never had a problem with, and then they have a problem. So getting in like tub enclosures, getting out of tub enclosures. A lot of people still have the sunken tubs in their homes. Just being careful with that. And just when you are cleaning, being careful not slipping, because a lot of times you'll hear so-and-so fell, now they have a broken hip, and we need you to come in and clean for them. The other thing is a lot of our older population are downsizing. So what's really important when it comes to downsizing is just and cleaning, because they are partnered together, is working with someone ahead of time to get your belongings kind of organized. Then once those are all moved out, getting the home cleaned so it can be turned over to the next property owner. That is really huge right now. We've had several of our older clients downsize, so we're getting them partnered with the right real estate agent to do that transition, and then also getting the home ready to be moved in by the new owner, while in turn getting another home ready for the older individual to move into. So it's quite the process. And if you don't have someone that can kind of coordinate and project manage that, it's really overwhelming.
Yeah, I would imagine that someone who is looking to buy a property typically wants a clean property. They want it in good order, right? So they want a good roof, they want a good, set of siding, they want the walls painted, but they probably, Beth, are going to want to clean, I would imagine, or else they're going to have to pay someone to do that.
Absolutely. And a lot of times, what folks are concerned with, especially after the pandemic, is I don't want any germs. I don't want any dirt from a previous owner. And it's like, no offense to them, but I want to come in and I want my home to be clean and I want it to be sanitized. And then that way I can go ahead and put all my belongings on a clean surface and move in and get settled.
Beth, last question, and when I was growing up, I used to help clean. I used Mr. Clean, I think was the name of the brand, and but today's technology, there are more. We used to use rags, but the technology is really advanced, not just in terms of the types of solvents, but in types of the types of tools that you all use to get underneath the grit and grind. You want to talk a little bit about the enhancements, how things have really evolved since in the 45 years since I've been on the planet?
Yes, the technology is near and dear to my heart, but in the cleaning industry, it is crazy the things that they are coming out with. It can range, Jeff, from a handheld grout tool that it almost looks like an electronic toothbrush or a battery operated toothbrush to a drone that is cleaning windows for a multi-story building. It's so crazy, the technology that is being rolled out right now. And next month we have the ISSA show, and there's so many people that come and they demonstrate all the new technology. And it's like my favorite part of the show to see what is going to be rolling out in the next year or so.
Look, I remember the scrubbing bubbles. Remember the commercial with
Yes.
the scrubbing bubbles, and you sprayed, and supposedly the scrubbing bubbles would just clean your bathtub and get rid of the bathtub ring. That was the big deal. The world's evolved. It's nice to see. Beth, we're gonna have to leave it there. Look, as I said, I feel clean just talking with you. Great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to having you back on the program again very
Thanks
soon.
for having me. Always a pleasure, Jeff.
And that wraps up this episode of BRNAM. Have a topic of interest, someone you think we should talk to? Well, drop us a line, and don't forget, for all the latest curated news and lifestyle, wellness, finance, tech, so much more in all in one place, check out today's edition of our daily newsletter, The Morning Post. Want to search our archives, check out our latest content? Well, visit our website. We're back again tomorrow with another edition of BRNAM. We'll have a very special guest. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes.
Waiting here for you to take and drink of. But if you're tired of the same old,
Now is your opportunity to co-create content around any topic on the First Lifestyle and Wellness Network. Reach a global audience through our platform and co-own exclusive branded content. All of our programs are available on demand and also as audio-only podcasts, so you can take us on the go. Broadcast Retirement Network, available anytime, anywhere, and on any device.